Now, let's look at a bigger task. So, ask a user to guess one of our magic numbers randomly and check if they are correct. At this point, our magic numbers are actually the values inside this list, and we want our users to guess if their input falls into any of these. If it matches any of these, then they are correct. Good. So let's start with the input itself. So we say user inputs equals, so we want integer of inputs, and then we ask insert your number. So by doing this, we have been able to store anything the user input into this particular variable. And then we say if user inputs, and this is where the in operator works. And I believe you should know about in operator. If you don't know about it, go and check our playlist. This particular playlist, there is what is called the operators in Python. So when you check the operators in Python, you are going to see we will see how we use in functions and not in function and other functions in Python. Now, if users input in, that is, if user input is found in any of these lists, so in magic numbers, then print correct. You are correct. Your input match. And if it is not there, so we just go for S. Print wrong. Your input does not match. So let's write. So let's put 10, which is not there, and see. Run, your input does not match. Let's run again. So let's put 4. You can see correct, your input match. So just to tell us that you can do a whole lot of different things with this. And as we progress, we are going to be doing some projects, and you will see how we can play around all of this. Let us go to the third task. And now let's look at task 3. In this task, what do we want to do? We want to write a code that will check whether a text is a month, a weekday, a weekend, or not any of them. So we have a list for weekdays: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then we have months: January, February, March, April till December. And then we have weekends: Saturday and Sunday. So let's say text. This is the text. Don't let us choose input this time around. And then we say, let's say this equals month. So we want, this is not correct because we want it to be in this form. full form. So after writing this code, we should get it is none of the above. So let's start. So if text in weekdays, then print it is a weekday. And then elif text in months, print it is a month. And then we say elif again, text for the weekends condition and weekends, then print weekend. And if the text does not match any of them, then else. Print it does not fulfill any of the above conditions. Good. So after written this, when we run it, because our text here is month, then it's going to give us the last output. That is, it does not fulfill any of the above conditions. So let's see. So we have an error. Let's look at it. Name weekdays is not defined. This is showing that there is a Python is saying that it doesn't recognize this particular word. And if you look here, you see that this error is showing in the second line. So let's look at it. If text in weekdays. So why is this happening? It is correct. It is because we have not run this code. Because we have not run this code, it's not recognizing it. So let's run this. And then you can see that it does not fulfill any of the above conditions. It's correct. So let's put another thing. Let's put Monday. So it is a weekday. What if you put lowercase Monday? So you see, it does not fulfill any of the above conditions. Why? Because, like we said, when we were dealing with string in Python, that a string that starts with M is different from a string that starts with that uppercase is different from lowercase. So if your string starts with uppercase, Python sees differently as this from the same string that starts with lowercase. So, and then we have the correct outputs. So let's try it for months. So let's choose March. And then let's run it. So it is a month. Now, let's go to another level. And that level is that we will have our weekdays, our months, and our weekends. However, we have special days and we have special months. What should we do? We want to tell Python that, okay, don't just give us if it is a weekday or if it is a month or if it is a weekend. Rather, if the weekday also happens to be a special day, tell us that it is a special day. And if the month is also among the special months, tell us that it is a special month. However, if it is a weekday and it doesn't fall into the special day, just tell us that it is a weekday. And the same thing for the month. So how do we go with that? So let's get at it. So we say if. So let's start with our text. our text course. So let's start with Monday here. So we see that if text in weekdays, so let's start with is in weekdays and special days. Now, what you are saying here is that when we are comparing these texts, compare it in weekday and in special days. And if it is in both of them, you can remember the and operators that we use it to fulfill more than one condition. And when you use and operator, all the conditions must be fulfilled. That is, in this case, the text must be in weekdays and also it must be in special days before this condition will be true. Then we say print special weekday. And then elif, text in months and special months, print it is a special month. And then elif, text in weekdays, print it is a normal weekday. So it's not a special one. And then elif, text in months, print it is a normal month. And then what of if we have a text that does not fulfill this criteria? So we say S, print it does not fulfill any of the above conditions. Now, for Monday, we should have it is a normal weekday. So let's run it. So we have another error again. Name special days is not defined. So it is either we have not run it or we are making a typographical error somewhere. It is here. So let's look at it. So let's run it. We have not run it, yes. Good. So it is a normal weekday. So let's look for it. So Tuesday is a special day, Abi. Let's put it there. Tuesday. So let's see. It is a special weekday. Let's try for months. March. It is a special month. Now, if you notice, but don't let me go into that. I think this is okay for now. I want to give us an assignment. The same code here is the same thing above, but I rearrange it. You are going to be having access to this notebook. The link to it is in the description component below this video. Just go there, download it, and then run this on your laptop and see if it gives the same output. And if it does not give the same output, try to think of why. Good. And here, we want to go for another task. And this task is that we want students to know the number of scores that has been recorded for them and the highest of the score. For example, probably the exam has been done and they are releasing the scores for students, but the scores are coming at different rates and speed. So we want a student to be able to look at a particular, write their name. After writing their name, our code will tell them that, oh, in fact, our code will check first if the name of the student is in the list. If it is not there, it will return your name is not in the list, or it will return nothing. However, if the name of the student is in the list, then our code will move forward and check for the number of scores that has been recorded, and it will also tell the student the highest of the score. Now, this is how the score is recorded. The score is recorded in a dictionary, the name of the student, and then a list is opened for that will contain the scores of the student. For example, Sam Akande, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 scores has been recorded, and this is how they are. 90 is the highest. For Mr. Chukwuye, 4 scores have been recorded, and these are them. And then for Lily here, only 1 score has been recorded. So let's tackle this first task. So let me run this first so that I won't be having the same issue like before. So let's do the inputs. So inputs, so let's say that students, let's use name. So student's name equals to the inputs. So the input is write your name. So, and then the student write their name, and then we look at it. This is a dictionary. So the first thing is that we want to check if the name of the student is here. If it is here, then look for the number of scores. And then our output should be like this. 4 courses recorded for you, and your highest score so far is this. So let's move. If name, that is whatever the student puts, the name, so that name in scores. So you should remember that if you do this, it will check for the keys of the dictionary, because I think I explained this in our dictionary tutorial, which is also part of this series. If you run a loop on a dictionary, it is going to give us the key. If you do something like this too, it is going to give us the key. So, and the name of the student is the key. So what we are doing is that check the name of the student or the input of the student, which is the name, and check if it is part of the key. If it is not part of the key, then the student name is not there. So it's in scores. So there is no, it's direct there. And then we say that if name is in scores like this, we want you to print out the length. So let's say that number of score, okay, or let's say record. Okay, number of record equals, now the record is inside what? Is inside the list. So, and if you want to call out this list, the list is going to be called out by its key. So the key of each student score is their name, which is what the student inputs here. So and we see that name is course into name. So the number of record will be this list. The number of record is going to be like everything that is contained inside this list, which will be shown by this particular syntax, because this syntax is calling out everything here. And I believe you should understand this if you have watched our dictionary tutorial. If you haven't, you can go and check. Now, I will use the length function to know the number of elements in that dictionary. So this particular syntax is going to show us the number of elements, which is the record in this particular list. So that shows the number of record. And then the second thing is that I want to check the maximum value in that record. So I can say the max score is equals to, I will use the max function. Max function, which will check the maximum of anything in that record. So it will be the maximum of scores into name, because scores into name actually shows us the list. So this will show us the maximum value of the list, and this will show us the length of the list. So, and then we can now come and say, okay, having done this, print, I will use the f string. So f string, so print, let's go for this, 4 courses recorded, that is the length, the number of records. So I will use number of record. So this would have shown, this will give us the length of anything there. So only 1 record, it will show it. 4 record, it will show it. So the highest score so far is, so we use the max score, and then we do this. And then we close it. So with this, however, everything here is going to run if the name is inside this. However, if the name is not there, what do we want to tell the student? We want to say S. Oh, sorry, I have not run this. I shouldn't run it. Sorry, just print it for the students. You do not have any record here. Good. So I believe everything is okay. If there's an issue, we are going to troubleshoot it. Now, right, what is your name? So the student is actually Sam Akande. So we expect 5 courses for Sam Akande, and we expect the maximum score of 90. Let's see if we are correct. Sam Akande. So 5 courses recorded for you, and your highest score is so far is 90. So we get it correctly. So let's go for Lily last and see. Lily last. Let's run it. One course is recorded for you, and your highest score so far is 80. I think at this point we have been able to look at something tangible, and this is something that you can go and practice on your own, and we are going to be using this concept a lot as you move forward in this journey. Thank you very much until we meet in the next one. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel and like our video so that we can grow the channel together for future beneficiaries.